Okay. Welcome back, Alex. How have you been this past
Thanks.
week?
This past week has been really good. Like I mentioned, I had the interview on Thursday, and I ended up getting the position, so I'm super excited. And I just want to thank you for helping me get to that point. I was really, really nervous going into the interview, and I wasn't sure if I was even going to make it, if I was even going to get out of bed, but I ended up going to the interview, and it went really, really well. And they actually offered me the job that night. They called me and offered me the job, and I was pretty nervous because when I went in, there was a bunch of other people that were also there for the interview, and they had interviews lined up all day. So I must have done well in the interview to get the position. So it's kind of been a confidence booster. And I talked with my roommates too, and that went really well. So my week has progressed to be very successful, and it's nice. It's a nice change. So this week has been really, really well since the last time we've talked.
Well, good. This is actually our last session. Woo! So yeah, we've definitely. I feel like we've made some solid progress. Done really well. I think we've helped you out with your confidence. I think we've helped you with your motivation. Um, there's still one more thing that I kind of wanted to work on today with you, um, and it's partially it kind of it really helps with your sleep problems that you've been having. I feel like I have a lot of problems with my sleep when I feel like I'm not getting good enough sleep. I tend to sleep more when my night sleep was disturbed or light. It wasn't very restful for me, so I'll tend to take naps during the day and stuff and sleep more. And I think that was one of your problems you were having was you were sleeping with it. I've got an exercise for us today that should really help you relax and get in a good mindset for sleep and really restful um, with this exercise. So hopefully it'll help you. It helps me a lot when I'm trying to go to sleep and my brain won't stop yelling at me in my head, and I'm trying to go to sleep and it won't let me stop thinking. And I do this and it helps a lot. Um, but first, I wanted to go back and recap a couple of things we talked about in previous sessions. We've definitely gone over your internship a lot. We've talked about your roommates. We definitely reinforced the need to have a harmonious talk with them, to have a gentle and helpful discussion with all of your roommates. I think we talked a lot about your parents this last time and about your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend. That we addressed a lot of that. A lot of the issue in that relationship, in that ending that relationship. I think we also got through a lot of stress in that we really confronted and examined a lot of the guilt and difficulty that came along with that. I think it really was helpful as well. Um, so yeah, I feel like I've definitely got to know you much better, and I hope that I've at least been helpful to you somewhat. I think you've done pretty well. You've definitely had some progress. So
Thanks. Yeah.
that being said,
Um,
let's jump into this.
okay. It makes me kind of nervous ending our sessions because I feel like I've had so much progress. So I'm feeling kind of nervous not being able to go to counseling anymore. So having a last session makes me feel a little anxious because we've come so far, and I hope I can do it by myself.
Okay. So when you leave, when we're done with this session, the goal is for you to be able to continue working on these things by yourself without me. Um, so if you find any of these issues recurring, it would not be terrible to shoot me an email, to give me a call to see what's going on with it. If we need be, we can try this again in a few months if you're having trouble still. We can definitely work you through it again if it's coming back. But the focus is for you to be able to continue on by yourself is the general idea. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. But if you need to call me, feel free.
Okay, thank you. My internet's kind of crazy, so I'm gonna get rid of my screen if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want me to kill mine too? It might help both the back and forth.
Maybe, yeah, it's just kind of cutting in and out.
Okay, that should lower the usage in general to kill the
Okay.
screens. Okay, so with this procedure, I'll be instructing you to create tension and then let go of tension in specific muscle groups.
Okay.
Are you in a comfortable chair? You're seated in a comfortable position?
Yep, I'm sitting on my bed.
Research has shown that tensing your muscles first and then relaxing them helps you achieve a deeper relaxation than if you just tried to relax them without tensing them up first.
Okay.
So, like most skills, this one, the ability to relax oneself, can be learned best through repeated practice. We also mentioned that because you can learn to be tense and uptight, or you can learn to be relaxed and peaceful.
Okay.
So you're in control of the relaxation process. To come relax, all you have to do is listen and follow along. But whether you listen and follow along is totally up to you. You might feel some unusual body sensations. Some people feel tingling. Other people may feel a little lightheaded and maybe dizzy. Others feel heavy, like they're sinking into the chair. It's never clear exactly how any particular person will feel when they're doing this, but we'll take a few minutes afterwards to talk about how it felt for you specifically.
Okay.
You can keep your eyes open or shut. It's up to you. Yeah, either way. You can move around if it helps you be more comfortable. If you wear glasses, you can keep them on or remove them. Either way, everything is about your comfort in this. You just feel as comfortable as you can. Do you have any like a trick knee or any back problems or anything?
No, not necessarily. Maybe a shoulder. Shoulder kind of hurt.
Okay, so whichever shoulder it is, we'll go to one shoulder than the other in this. Whichever shoulder it is, just don't do that one, because I don't want to exacerbate any kind of injury you've got already.
Okay.
So just skip anything that might give you trouble. You can think about whatever you want while I'm going over this. That's okay. If you want to let your mind wander somewhat, go ahead, but just try to follow along and do what I'm instructing you to do. Most people who do progressive relaxation find that it helps them relax a bit, but they don't find it amazing or dramatic or anything like that. It's not an instant change. Some people find it extremely relaxing and wonderful, and a very small minority of people actually feel a little more tense after the first try. Whether you feel more tense, a little more relaxed, or immediately a lot more relaxed isn't all that important, because with a little practice, everyone can learn to do this in a way that's beneficial.
Hey.
So, are you ready to start?
I am ready.
Okay. Just sit back and relax and breathe gently, deeply, and slowly. You can close your eyes now if that feels comfortable.
Okay.
All you have to do is listen and do your best to follow the instructions I give you. It's possible you may get distracted. It's possible that focusing on relaxing might temporarily make you feel more nervous or anxious. And it's possible that you may fall asleep. Whatever happens is okay. Just make a mental note of what you're experiencing so we can talk about it after we're finished.
Okay.
Let's take a deep breath together right now and get started. An interesting thing about progressive muscle relaxation is it can make you aware of how different parts of your body are feeling. For example, take a moment and just think about your toes. That's it, just your toes. Isn't it amazing you can suddenly move your mental attention right into your toes? Now think of the toes of your left foot. And now just try to focus your attention on the big toe on your left foot. You see, you have a lot of control over where you put your mental attention. The main thing we do with this procedure is to systematically go through and tense and relax many of the muscle groups in your body. Let's start with your toes and your feet. Again, think about your toes. Think about all of them. Notice how they feel in your shoes or in your socks or in the open air, whatever you're wearing right now. And now just curl them under, moving your toes downward and creating tension in your toes and your feet. Notice that tension. Feel it. And then at the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, let go of the tension and let your toes relax. That's it. And feel the difference. Notice how your toes and feet feel warm and limp and relaxed. And now move your attention a little bit higher up into your calves. Notice how they feel. And then just press your toes down into the floor or onto your bed or whatever. until your heels are in the air and you can feel the tension in your calves. Notice exactly how that tension feels. And then just let the tension go. And let it be replaced with relaxation. Let your heels down and let your feet and calves return to comfort and calmness. Now it's like your calves are on sort of muscle vacation. They're relaxed and limp. This is such a nice relaxing process. And the best thing about it is that it's something you can do to yourself and for yourself. You're the one in control. You can follow along with this to whatever extent you want. And you can do this at home or on your own time if you want to practice and get better and better. Now move your attention up to your upper legs and notice how they feel. There may be some minor tension or tightness, but now stretch out your legs so that your thigh muscles are very tight. And concentrate on how those thigh muscles feel. Concentrate on that tension. And then 1, 2, 3. Just let that tension go. You don't need it. Just let your feet return to the floor. Notice how nice this new feeling of relaxation feels? Your thighs are just limp now. Limp and calm and warm and nice. At this point, your body from the waist down is very calm and relaxed. It's very nice. And as you've relaxed your lower body, you've been breathing comfortably and steadily. Now pay attention to your breathing. Now just take a deep breath and hold it and tighten up your stomach so it's as solid and hard as you can get it. Try to make it solid like a rock. And while you're holding your breath, pay close attention to the tension in your chest and stomach. Notice how it feels. And then 1, 2, 3. Just let go and release the air from your lungs and the tension from your chest and stomach. That's it. Let it all go away. Notice the difference? It feels so nice to let all that tension go away. Good job. Now let's focus on your arms. Notice how they feel. They may be resting in your lap or on some armrests or just dangling. Wherever they are now, lift them up and clench your fists like a bodybuilder and flex your biceps. Flex them both like you're in a bodybuilding contest and feel that tension in those muscles. Feel how strong your arms are. Then, holding that tension, 1, 2, 3. Slowly let go of that tension. Let it all go away. You don't need it. Your muscles are on vacation. You're just here in this room, and so you don't need to tense your muscles. Just let them go and feel the warmth and peacefulness and comfort in your arms. That's it. Good job. Feel the limpness. Notice the difference between your muscles when they're tense and when they're relaxed. You may already know that lots of people hold tension in their shoulders and neck. You might do that too, or maybe not. But either way, it's nice to get your neck and shoulders to relax even more than usual. And so now, move your attention to your shoulders and neck. Now slowly lift your shoulders up so they almost touch your ears. And then notice the tightness and the tension growing in your shoulders, neck, and upper back. Feel that. Then 1, 2, 3. Just let go of all the tension. Let your shoulders drop back to their normal position and just feel the difference. Now your shoulders, neck, and upper back muscles are limp and relaxed, and it feels so good. Sometimes it's a bit of a surprise to people how much tension is held in the face. And so notice your face for a moment. Notice how it feels. Notice the muscles there. It's interesting, but you can also relax the muscles in your face. To do this, close your eyes very tightly. Clench your jaw and grimace in such a way that your whole face is filled with tension. Your whole face, around your eyes, cheeks, and jaw are all tense and tight. And notice what that feels like. And then 1, 2, 3. Just let that tension go and feel the relaxation replacing the tension. Your face should now feel warm and relaxed. Just feel that warm and relaxed feeling all through your face. Okay, now we've gone through almost all of your major muscle groups. You've really given yourself a special treat. I mean, how often do you just get to sit back and totally relax your body from head to toes? But before we stop, let's take a quick survey. Notice how your whole body feels. And if there's any tension left in one of your muscle groups, Feel free to repeat the process and tense up that group and relax it again. I'm going to be quiet now for about 1 minute, and you can just review how your body feels and let go of any remaining tension. And while you're doing that, be sure to thank yourself for letting yourself experience such a nice and pleasant state of relaxation.
Okay.
Okay, now the minute has passed, and it's almost time for our relaxation session to end. And so in just a moment, I'll count backwards from 5 to 1 as a signal that this muscle relaxation procedure is officially over. And when I finish counting from 5 to 1, if your eyes are closed, you can open them, stretch, and we can talk about what the experience was like for you. When I finish counting, your eyes will be open, you'll begin feeling more alert, you'll be ready to finish your day. Okay, coming up at the count of 5 to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wide awake. Take a stretch if you want. Good job.
All right.
So, did that work?
Yeah, that felt really good. I didn't want to have to end. I really enjoyed it. I felt really comfortable and I felt really relaxed, and it definitely did the purpose. There was certain parts of my body that felt more relaxed when we went over them and felt better. Like when we were going through the neck and the shoulders, I must carry a lot of tension in there because it felt really good to tense it up and then just to relax it all. So I can definitely see why this or how this is effective. Yeah, it kind of made me a little tired. It made me sneeze. I really like it. Yeah, this kind of, I wasn't thinking about all the problems that I've been having, or I wasn't really thinking about anything, and I expected, because this did take a little while, I thought my mind would wander and start thinking about something else, but I tried really hard just to stay focused on the different parts of my body and what you were saying, and I found that it really worked. I didn't have the feeling of being down. The only feeling I had was being tired, but I think that just comes with being relaxed, and because I haven't been sleeping much, I feel like now I could or I have been sleeping a lot, sorry. I feel more relaxed, and that I would be going to sleep because I was tired and because I could, instead of because of being because of feeling heavy and down. So it's a different feeling. Yeah, it was the first time that I felt fully focused on something rather than my own life. And it was just my body part. So I really enjoyed doing that.
Good. That is the general idea, is to really get you into focusing on how each individual part of yourself feels. So, were you noticing that you were feeling more relaxed when you were relaxing various body parts towards the end of it, more than you were at the beginning, or was it more helpful at the beginning than the end?
I think definitely towards the end. The beginning, it was a little awkward. I didn't really know what to expect or what was gonna happen. I didn't know what we were doing. Kind of like last session, how we did the empty chair. I wasn't really sure what to expect at the beginning, so I was more quiet and didn't really didn't really know what to expect, but after a minute or so of doing it, I can see how effective these tactics are, and I definitely felt more relaxed and more comfortable towards. It didn't even take very long, honestly. It was probably just after the beginning. The beginning was a little weird because I didn't know what we were doing, but once I realized and keyed into what we were really doing, towards the end, I felt totally relaxed, like someone could have pushed me over and I would have just fell right over.
Yeah. When we had the minute of silence, what did you go back and tense and relax? Was there anything you went back and focused on?
Yeah, I went back on and focused on my neck.
Hmm.
I never really thought about it, but I probably do carry tension in my neck and my shoulders. My right shoulder, I've had shoulder problems on my right shoulder. I dislocated it about gosh, it would probably be 3 years now, and it came out of the socket. So I've always kind of had problems with it sublocating and a little bit on my right side. So I've always been really careful with my right shoulder. But this relaxation, it actually felt really good, and it made me realize I think I keep tension on my right side of my neck more than my left. And it just, I actually grabbed my neck when we were doing it, and it just felt really nice, and that almost like a weight was being lifted when we were doing it.
Good. That's awesome. So let me see. Where's my note things here? Was there anything that was negative about it to you?
I might have to think about that. What
Did
it
you, did
was
you feel
negative for
it
me.
warned about feeling heavy afterwards? Did you feel heavy? Did you feel lightheaded or dizzy? Did you have any? Do you feel like you were sinking into your chair?
No, I just felt really tired. Like I felt I wouldn't say weak, but I think it was all positive the way that I was feeling. I don't think there was much negative. I feel like my week's been going pretty well compared to how it was when we first started. So I feel like I was just super relaxed, and I don't know a better way to put it, but I've kind of felt like a noodle, where it wasn't, but it was in a good way. It was in a way where I was so relaxed that someone could have pushed me off my chair, or because I would have been so, I just felt so comfortable
Mhm.
um, and so relaxed. So no, I didn't feel like I was sinking into my chair. I didn't feel dizzy. I definitely didn't feel tensed up. Um, I felt really, really comfortable and soothed. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's a word. Soothing, soothed. Um, yeah, I thought it was very
There's a word for
successful.
that, but I don't remember what it is. But yeah, good. That's very positive. I think I actually ran through it a little bit on the fast side, if anything. Um, hmm, let me see. So, is there anything you still feel any anxiety about?
Um, just the main thing that I feel anxiety about today is that this is our last session, and I feel like I am comfortable coming in here and talking, but I have come a long way, so it's just like coming to these sessions has kind of been my crutch. So I just need more confidence that I can do it myself, because as soon as I got the job, I was super excited, but I was also super excited because I got to tell you, and I knew that I was going to be able to tell you that I made that progress. So it is going to be challenging. And maybe we could make goals for me, how to measure success, and goals for my other problems that I've been having. So I overcame the job, and I'm really really excited. And I talked with my roommates, and that went really well. Um, but I think the breakup and my parents' divorce is still something that affects me. It's something that I'm working through, and I think the exercise we did last week, it really helped. Talking through that and talking through that for different perspectives was really helpful. But yeah, I'm feeling anxious that it's our last session. And I think I just need more confidence that I can still do it without coming to counseling anymore.
Hmm. I believe it was Craig Ferguson who said, "Hey, one-legged man, that crutch, it's just a crutch. Give me that." He toppled over. But the general idea is to, instead of me being the crutch, is for me to give you a crutch. That I'm not the crutch, but the techniques are. They're what help you keep moving forward. They're what help keep you up. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this relaxation technique today, is because it's a very nice thing when you feel very anxious or stressed out about some event that's coming up. It would be a great thing for you to do before your interview. You can, the night before, or the morning when you wake up and you get all dressed, you're ready to go, leave about 20 minutes to do that, to just sit there and progressively go through and relax, tense and relax all the major muscle groups in your body, and then get up and go about your day. It's a great tool to use to really help with that momentary anxiety, moment by moment. And then the empty chair tool is another one that you can use by yourself. It's one that you can just quantify your thoughts and your emotions better. It helps you to examine what you're actually feeling and what other people are actually feeling, to get a really good read on the situation. So I hope I've not just helped you this week, but I've also left you with some tools to be able to help yourself in the future.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about practicing them on my own and by myself. I've always just, I don't know, I guess I never really thought about the future. I was just thinking about what I'm doing now. But it would be a good idea to write down some of the things we did in our sessions, and when I am feeling down, to try them on myself before seeking out counseling again, because this one, they worked. So hopefully these tactics would work next time too. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty busy with my job that I just got, so that'll be something to keep me busy, but I don't want to only be focused on work. Now that I'm hoping that when I start my job, I'll be able to consistently go and get up, because it is something that's important to me. And I know that I have to, but I guess another goal that I could make is to start getting into soccer and running again. Those are things that I really enjoy doing, and I haven't been doing them in a long time, and that's kind of a time where it's fun for myself, and that's something I do for myself. So I would really like to get back into doing those things and connecting with my friends on the soccer team and on the running team, but also making time to go home this summer and see my family and see my two sisters and my mom and my dad. That will also be really important to me, and I think important to how I'm feeling, because part of this could be me feeling homesick too, because I haven't seen them in a while, and we've done a lot of talking about my mom and my dad and my two sisters, but I haven't actually been able to see them in a really long time. So maybe a goal for this summer could be that I reach out and either they visit me or I go visit them, and that I just start getting back into my hobbies, because recently, before coming to counseling, like I said, I was feeling really heavy and really emotional and tired, and like I didn't really want to do much. So I'm just like, for right now, I'm feeling better, but I still think I have to force myself almost to go do those things until they become fun again. So those could be goals. I wonder if there's any kind of soccer camps or running clubs in town that I could join.
Could be. Definitely something to look into.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up, and maybe when I start my June job, I'll talk to people and they'll be aware of resources that they can give me, and maybe, you know, some people at work will like to go running, and we can start our own running club, or they'll like to go play soccer, and we can all go play soccer together. That would be kind of fun. And then maybe my sisters could even come up and visit me for a weekend.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I would definitely encourage you to try to reconnect with your family again. That's almost always a positive thing. There's almost never any harm in ideas like that. So
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to see how they're all doing, but they'll be interested to see how I'm doing. And now I feel like I can go home, because I'll feel better about myself, like I've accomplished something, like I did get a job and I am gonna go back to university, and I'm doing, even though my last semester wasn't really the best semester that I've had, I was on academic probation, but I'm still gonna go back and I'm still feel like I'm making progress towards a career and I'm being successful. So I'll feel more accomplished and I'll feel more confident in myself going back home. But yeah, those are just a few things that I could do to keep myself busy, because if I don't keep myself busy, then I'm just going to be laying around and not getting much done.
You also want to watch out, though, for the manic busyness. You don't want to just be busy for the sake of being busy. You want to examine the purposes behind that, and examine the motivations behind it as well.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't want to go from being really tired and sleeping all the time to not sleeping at all. So just work on maybe finding a balance and setting myself limits, and like time frames. So maybe allowing myself a certain amount of, I'm not sure, allowing myself a certain amount of time to do stuff that I enjoy, but also ensuring that I get 8 hours of sleep a night and try and make it no more, no less. It's pretty consistent, 8 hours a night. So just setting myself up guidelines will be helpful too.
It's also very helpful to set up long-term goals. And when you find yourself doing something that you're not enjoying or that it's difficult, you think, how is this contributing to my goals? How is this helping me with goal number 1 or goal number 2? How is this contributing to, if your long-term goal is to stay healthy, you might think, how is my getting 8 hours of sleep contributing to my long-term goal of staying healthy? Well, it has a pretty direct correlation. But if you also think, how is this contributing to my long-term goal of having success at my internship, then the 8 hours of sleep becomes a little more, well, it's still pretty direct benefit, but not quite as direct as the health question.
Yeah, those are definitely good suggestions, and I'm pretty organized. Well, I was before I started feeling this way. So even just getting a planner or an agenda and taking little notes and getting sticky pads and just documenting on there how I'm doing each day, and if I see patterns, and say in 2 months I want to I'm not sure, 2 months, just make a goal, and then make it from there, make it 6 months, and just have long-term goals, but also have small-term goals too, and allow myself to realize the success of the goals too, instead of just kind of going on about my day and not acknowledging when I'm doing good, because sometimes that's hard. It's easier to point out the bad than the good.
Mm-hmm. The journal idea is a really good one. Keeping a daily journal, a daily personal notes, that's really helpful for a lot of people to figure out how they're misinterpreting or how they're not seeing what they're supposed to. It's very helpful for self-examination. So.
Yeah, and I really like journaling. And when I was doing well in school, I was really good at keeping a journal and just writing down day-to-day tasks, and I would write them in pen, and then if I achieved them, I would highlight them in yellow marker just to show that I've done them. And then hopefully I'll be able to go back, and if I don't get something done on time, like for example, if I said this homework was due on this day and I didn't get it done on that day, if I get it done the day after, I still go back and highlight because I did get that done. So I normally enjoy actually filling out a planner and an agenda. So I think that'll be a reasonable and an achievable goal.
Good. Well, we've got about a little over 10 minutes left. Is there anything that we've touched on that you'd like to revisit, or anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to address before we kind of close out our sessions here?
I'm not sure. I feel like I've been pretty open, and we've addressed a lot of things, and I've come a long way from where I started, and it was very helpful. And even the relaxation technique has been really helpful. And I'm just really feeling anxious that it's our last session, and I think maybe that's something I just have to sleep on tonight and reflect back on. Because I am starting my new job, so that is something that I am looking forward to and I am really excited about. So it's just kind of taking it day by day, and also like we talked about making the goals, but just realizing that I did come to counseling every day, and that was a big step. And now that I'm feeling better, that I can go to work each day. So I'm not sure if there's anything that I need to revisit. I feel like we've talked about a lot of good things that I need to talk about, and some of them were hard things and they weren't easy to talk about, but it was definitely helpful for me to talk about them. So I think that it's hard for me to realize this is their last session because I really enjoyed coming here, and I really, as hard as it was, I would leave here and I would feel better than when I came in, and I haven't been able to do that anywhere else. So it was just really helpful coming here. But I don't think there's much that's weighing on my shoulders right now. I'm actually really excited about, like I mentioned, my new job, and hopefully reconnecting with my family this summer will be really, really nice.
Well, good. Sounds like you're generally very positive and upbeat for this. So I wanted to close by saying thank you very much for being as open with me as you have. My goal is always to help you, but I can't help you without you helping yourself. So you've done very well. You definitely opened up in all the right places to really address a lot of the concerns you had coming in. So you've done very well about that. You can definitely pat yourself on the back for that. You've definitely been the cooperative client that I needed. You've done very well in that regard. You've examined a lot of your issues. We've confronted things. We've given you tools to move ahead with. We've definitely given you a positive outlook on life, I feel. Other than that, good luck. Hope you do well in your internship.
Thank you, and thank you for helping me. It is so hard to leave because we have come so far, and that's because you've been so good within my sessions. So thank you for helping me.
You're very welcome. And with that, I think we're about done.